Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Imperfect Life. Today I'm going to show you how to make handmade bows. I never buy bows, ever, for gifts or for craft projects or anything. I look and see whatever ribbon I have on hand, and I can usually make a gorgeous handmade bow with anything I can find in my extra stash, and so can you. And I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is. So one thing I want to mention is usually after season, your big craft stores, Michael, Joanne, Hobby Lobby, usually have tons of ribbon in the clearance bin. Michael's, I know, has a dollar bin, and they put a lot of great ribbon in there, even the wire-edged ribbon. It's going to be after season, so you just have to be patient to use it, but certainly worth it. They'll also usually have some solid colors. You can't go wrong with classic white. I got this in the dollar bin, just plain white ribbon. And this was in season ribbon because it is fall, but with a 50% or a 40% off coupon, it was still only a couple of dollars. So let's get started. You're going to need a spool of ribbon and scissors, and that's it. Let's start with the ribbon that is not wire edged. The technique's going to be exactly the same, except we're going to make a few modifications to get the best look if it doesn't have wire through the edge. Okay, so we have our gift here. Okay, so you want to create a ribbon base, so to speak, because you're going to have to attach the bow with something. So allow excess, because we'll need that. You'll see why. Okay, so you're just going to do a basic, tie, start of a tie. All right. You can do a double. Normally I wouldn't do this part until I had the bow ready, but I want to show you how you're going to start this. So that's that, and we'll get back to that in a minute. So to make your handmade bow, you're going to create a loop of ribbon. All right, just loop it around your hand. Now, since we're not using wired ribbon, you want the loops to be a little bit shorter. If you make them too long, okay, then such as this, when we go to spread them out, they might be a little too floppy. So when you're not using wire ribbon, in order to get a nice full bow, you generally want to make them a little bit shorter. And think about the ribbons or the bows that you see in the stores that don't have the wired ribbon. Now, make sure you can see where you started, because that will matter. As long as you loop around, you have, right now I have 2 loops. 2 loops would be a bare minimum bow. The more loops you have, the fuller your bow is going to be. Okay, so we'll go around, but it's really up to you. And, the nice thing about making things yourself is that your options greatly increase. You're not stuck with the 5 or 6 colors in the gift wrap section of the store. You can go to your craft store and get, there's hundreds of selections of ribbons, so it really opens up your choices. Okay, so right now I have 5, okay, 5 loops. You see my starting edge is here. You want to end on the opposite edge. So you start up here, you want to end down here. And 5, I think, is enough. So we will go ahead and cut. Okay. So now flatten, okay, your loops. All right. And then this is probably the trickiest part, the next 2 steps. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold that in half. All right. I usually do this over a trash can, but you'll get to see the full splay. Okay, so on this fold part, you're going to notch each side. So you're going to get your scissors and just cut a little corner off. Yeah, they fly everywhere. It's fun. Okay, and then on the other side, you're going to do the same thing. Just cut that, because what you want to create is a notch to tie onto the box. All right, so now we're going to open it back up. If you have a helper, great. If you don't, so let me show you this. So you see how now it's like a notched in the center, okay? So we're going to pull As I said, if you have a helper, great. If not, you just manage, right? So we'll tie the base tight. Then we're gonna make that second knot over the bow. This is the trickiest part, I promise. The next part's actually pretty fun. Okay, so just getting it nice and tight. You know, it's like anything, putting your finger on the knot to hold it down. Okay, get it nice and tight there. Okay, so now all you're gonna do is pull your first loop and send it back. Pull your second loop, front, and you're gonna alternate with these loops, back, front, back. Okay, now go to the other side. You see how it's starting to come together? Looks really cute. And then just alternate. And in the end, you're gonna play with it a little anyway to get it fluffed up and full. Okay, so we did 5 loops. How cute is that? And how easy, right? So all you needed, and as I said in the beginning, I got this in the dollar bin, this white ribbon. So always, you know, look in your dollar bin, all right? And then you can cut, and then you'll have plenty of ribbon. Whatever you see on sale, grab it for $1. You're not gonna, even if you went to Walmart and bought a gift bow, it's gonna cost more than $1. And this looks so pretty. And you can kind of tell that it's handmade, I think. And which makes it even prettier, right? So you can cut these at an angle, you can leave them longer, whatever, you know, whatever your preference. Okay, so how quick and easy was that? Handmade bow. So stop buying bows. Just buy the ribbon for $1 and make gorgeous bows yourself. Now let's move on to making bows with ribbon that has wired edges. Again, technique is going to be exactly the same, but the wired ribbon does give you a little more versatility to make like bigger bows, bows for wreaths, that type of thing, holiday decor bows, that sort of stuff. So with that said, I don't have a package to put this on, but we still need that base to tie the bow into. And you know, I was at a craft store yesterday and they were selling bows, wire edge ribbon decorative bows that you would attach to like a wreath or your door or whatever. And they were 10 bucks. Okay, I got this roll for $2.50 and it's not even in the bargain bin yet. Okay, so technique is the same. You're gonna start looping. I'll set that aside for now. But with the wire ribbon, you can go much longer and make a much bigger bow. So let's do that. Let's make a bigger bow. So you can see the different possibilities with the wire edge ribbon. I'm even gonna go a little bit bigger than this as compared to the regular ribbon we just did that doesn't have the wire in it. Okay, so let's say you were making this for a wreath or some other sort of craft. Okay, so we'll still do, actually, I think I'm gonna do more than 5. And in fact, I know people that will use the whole, when they do the wire edge, they use the whole roll and really get a gigantic full bow. So we'll just keep looping till I think it looks full enough. Now remember what I said before, you have to note which end you started on and end on the opposite end. So let me do that. Okay, here's my start. There's the start of my ribbon, and how many loops do I have? All right, I only have 3. So let's do a couple more. This is a really pretty color I got, really pretty fall color. And you know, people, you always hear people say like, oh, you're so crafty, you know, you make these bows yourself. This is so easy. Yeah, so look, we almost used the whole thing. All right, and we'll cut the opposite edge. lining it up. Okay, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna fold it in half. Okay, and we're gonna notch these sides. Now, it's wire ribbon, so it's gonna be harder to cut through. All right, so make sure you have good scissors. And we're still gonna notch those edges, okay? Just like we did before, but it's gonna take a little more strength to cut through the wire on the edges. Okay, so you're just cutting those corners off. So you create a little notch in the middle, okay? And then we're gonna go, here we have our base to tie it into. You need that, you do need to tie them all together. Okay, and pull it nice and tight. All right. And then the technique, again, exactly the same. So you'll push one back, pull the next one forward, back, forward. Okay, and then go to the other side. And you're going to do the same thing. Back. And you see where we notched it, you can kind of pull it underneath. It's really going to allow you to shape the bow. You'll see when you do your own how you can kind of pull each loop underneath that notch and it'll stay in place. Okay, we're almost there. And then with the wire, all right, then you kind of can pull them out. Do you see how I'm making them rounder? All right, let's get that out of my way. And you could attach this to a big gift. You could attach it to some kind of craft with like pumpkins or like a cute bucket. You could attach it to a wreath. You could attach it to the end of your railing. You know, if like at Christmas time, you make red and green ones, or they have all that pretty Christmas ribbon. And look, you have this nice full decorative bow that you could really put anywhere. And you play with it. And the wire is so much easier to shape and play with than the non-wired ribbon. Okay, and you can kind of make it full, or if you wanted to make it flatter. Anyway, it's just a good thing to know how to do and not have to buy your bows. Okay, and that is how you make a handmade bow with both wired ribbon and regular ribbon. All right, thanks for tuning in to Imperfect Life.